Have you ever seen this? Yeah, I know. Feels a little cursed, doesn't it? Now, when signing up for a username, I'm sure you know how to avoid characters like commas, hashtags, and spaces. And Minecraft's name system works like that too, giving you every number and character in the alphabet as well as the underscore for good measure. And accounts that have a character that isn't on this list, like a space for example, is what's called an invalid name. For how were they created? This is a pretty long story, but here's the short version. Basically, Mojang is a company with a lot of history, and after multiple exploits, glitches, and even a security breach, people found their way past the system and created most of these accounts. Probably by accident though. But when Mojang finds out about accounts like these and that they're being sold, they're not going to be too happy about it. And yes, in case you didn't know, these accounts are considered rare, or OG if you know what I'm talking about, and will sell for a few $1,000s. Although for now, it seems like it might soon be the end for these accounts. But more on that later. These accounts aren't just sold because they're rare. They also give whoever is playing on the account a kind of superpower. That's right, when playing on these kinds of accounts, you are, quote, unbannable, and no commands will work on your name. Meaning, if you're hacking on a server, even if the admins wanted to, they couldn't figure out a way to ban you. But what exactly makes an invalid name? Like I said before, invalid names are accounts that have a character that isn't on that list. An invalid name is also any account with less than 3 characters or more than 16 characters, since those are the limits that Mojang has set up. Alright, now that you're up to speed, I'll be showing you a few of the best accounts that existed, as well as some of the best stories. Also, follow me on Twitter. Mr. Pappy was one of the oldest invalids in the community, having been created all the way back in 2009. Then one day in 2020, after it was sold around a few times, this player known as Silent Death buys it. And after having owned the account for a few weeks, this guy comes out and claims the account is, quote, at risk of being locked, and says he wants to change the name on the account, rendering it worthless. But this makes no sense, by the way. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Mojang can basically lock your Minecraft account if they suspect it has or is being sold. But this was extremely unlikely since Mojang does not issue out notifications or warnings when they lock your account, and they sure as hell don't do it beforehand. But the mad lad actually went through with it, and on the 13th of February 2020, he changed the name on the account, meaning it can never be changed back. Also, can you just fucking subscribe already? $sign is an insanely special account. It was the only one-letter account ever to exist with a special character as the username. It was brought into the community by the player Dan, who has also brought an insane amount of these invalid accounts to the OG community. It was then sold to the player Fetus, who has owned the other one-letter accounts too, 8 and G, before inevitably getting locked. And it would seem like that would be the end for the account $sign, but nope. Mojang took it a step further and hard obliterated the account from the system, as well as a number of other invalid accounts. So Sick Sniper, Daniel B, and In Shadow are the most known invalid usernames in the community, and one of the coolest looking ones by far. These are one of the oldest kinds of accounts as well, having been created in 2011. They were cracked by Dan as well, and mostly seen on Mineman Club, although no one could duel them. But spaces don't just look cool in usernames. They're also the character that glitches your name out the most, stopping you from logging into servers, preventing people from running commands on you, and much more. It's like, imagine trying to @ someone on any social media, but if they had a space in your tag, you know, what's gonna happen? You can't tag them. I don't know, it's just something that bothers me so much looking at this. It's just not right, you know? Awesomeness exclamation 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 is the only account ever to exist with an exclamation point. It also had a 2016 Minecon cape, which made it the only invalid account to be caped, at least as far as I know. It was also brought into the community by Dan at some point in 2019. .flow was cracked by the player Cheerful, who also ran the Minecraft name sniper cheerful.ninja. This account's really special because the regular part of the name is actually an OG. And it also just looks really cool. I wonder who owns this right now. Oh, it's fucking Dan again. Alright, those are the accounts that have made it to the community, but there were some other accounts that no one was ever able to conquer, like HelpSpaceMe, Critical.error, and Mr.Boo. Help Me is easily my favorite invalid account. Alright, and now that I've told you some of the stories behind these names, and at least the interesting ones, I want to move into the locked accounts. So I just want to say that most of these accounts that have been in this video, except the invalids, are now completely wiped from Minecraft. This is because selling Minecraft usernames is against their terms of service, so they have resorted to locking, suspending, and even full-on deleting any account they deem has violated it. Thousands of dollars of Minecraft accounts have been lost this way, although since the new migration system, less accounts have been getting locked since Mojang doesn't have any power over Xbox or Microsoft accounts. But at the end of 2020, a new glitch came out, allowing for players to use Unicode characters in their usernames. Thousands of new accounts were created, and some of of them couldn't even play on servers. But then a few days later, they were all reverted back. But that wasn't it, as Mojang decided to not only wipe out these accounts, but also any invalid name that they could find. All of the names with the spaces got lost in this wave, and Awesomeness lost its exclamation point. The symbols that survived the purge were the dots, the dash, and the ats. This was an incredibly sad day for the Invalid community. But lock waves like this don't just happen to invalid accounts. In November of 2019, another huge wave like this happened in the Minecraft community, where thousands of dollars in Minecraft accounts were evaporated in a matter of hours. All this happened because in 2019, it was just really easy to find these marketplaces. They were very public, required no special status, just sign up, list your account, or check out the ones that are for sale. And this was bad, like really bad, since no one was hiding their names while they were listing them up on these sites. So theoretically, if you were a Mojang employee who wanted to take action and actually do something about this very illegal marketplace, all you had to do is sign up for an account and look at what accounts were for sale. And this is exactly what happened on November the 13th, as every account that was listed on the site MC Market and OG users had been reset and could no longer be played on, including my own accounts. This is what sparked users to start hiding their usernames in their threads, and people even went on to start their own private forums and servers to sell accounts on a less public platform. So at the time of me recording this audio, I plan to subtitle this video to make it a little easier for you guys to follow what I'm talking about most of the time. Let me know if you like it or not. If you enjoyed this video at all, subscribe, because I told you so. Also, follow me on Twitter.